Okay, looks like I am live. Hello, everyone. Good evening from India. This is Martin with My IELTS Tutor, the premium online IELTS training service and platform. It's a pleasure to be here. It's like we have a few people here today. Do say hello. Let me know who's joined. I'd love to see who is joining me. Do say hello. And I'm likely to have a question answer period at the end of the session. So if you have questions, do ask. So today I am going to be talking about how to plan. Now I'm not going to be talking about it, rather, I am going to be showing you step by step with examples of how to plan and write an agree-disagree essay. Now, the agree-disagree essay is the question where you're asked, you're given the essay prompt, and you're asked to what extent do you agree and disagree, okay? I'll go into that a little bit further. That's just one type of IELTS essay that you have, essay prompt that you have. And basically this, in the next series of live sessions, I'm going to be breaking down all the different essay types of essay prompts and show you exactly how to write them. And I'm not going to give you the words and say, but I want to show you how to handle them. That's basically what I am, what I'm going to do. So, but basically this is a culmination of all the writing videos sessions that I've done in the past month or so. And I really encourage all of you to review those and watch those writing live sessions that I've done here in the past, where I talk about how to plan the essay, how to understand the essay prompt, how to write your introduction, how to write your body paragraphs, and how to write your conclusion. And we got a couple more people on. Do say hello, those who joined us. It'd be nice to hear who's watching, see who's watching. And again, if you have questions, do post your questions and I will ask them at the end of the session here. Okay, so let's get started. Now, disagree essay questions. It's important to know what the expectations are. And there's certain each essay question type has specific expectations that you're supposed to do. So what are the expectations for this type of essay? Well, let's take a look. First, you need to provide a clear opinion on the topic. Either you agree or disagree. And I really suggest that you pick one side or the other. It's okay to say, you can qualify it by saying, I somewhat agree, or I strongly agree, or I slightly disagree. However, but you want to really pick one side over the other, whatever and I want you to pick the side that you feel strongest about, because that's where you're going to do your best writing. If you pick the side that you feel strongest for, okay? Don't try to write for and show support for both sides, because you will waste a lot of time and it will be a very confusing essay. So pick one side over the other and stick with that, all right? Now, you also want to provide clear support of your opinion, okay? So this is where you have to explain, and you do this through your main points, okay? So you want to, show how your main points support your opinion. And you do this through using relevant examples and relevant details, all right? So that's what you do. Now, you are expected to write a minimum of 250 words, no less. So this means no less than 250 words. So if you write 300 words, that's fine. If you write 350 words, that's fine, okay? Now, also you have to have your paragraphs, you have to have clearly written paragraphs in the appropriate format, all right? And it's really important that you paragraph. I talked about this last week about paragraphing. You will not score above band 4 in coherence and cohesion if you do not write paragraphs, all right? But you need an introduction and 2 to 3 body paragraphs, but I really recommend that you write 3 body paragraphs because this will get you over the 250 word minimum, okay? I always suggest 3 body paragraphs no matter what the type of essay you write, okay? But no less than 2, but 3 is, three will really get you over that minimum word limit, okay? And then of course you need your conclusion. So those are your expectations. Now, let's go move on, shall we? Now, time allotment. This is important because you have to manage your time. For this essay, for any essay, you have to manage your time. So you have total time of 40 minutes. You have 8, and I suggest you give yourself no more than 8 minutes to plan your essay. No more than 8 minutes to plan your essay, because you want around 30 minutes to write. 30 minutes is a good amount of time to write. You know, if you can finish within 5 minutes, you have 3 extra minutes to add to your writing time, okay? So, and in the brackets, you know, is from 0 minutes the time you start to 8 minutes. 8 minutes was when you should finish planning and start writing. And then 38 minutes is when you should stop writing, because you want to have time, about 2 minutes to proofread your work. You want to basically go through your work and correct any mistakes, such as spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, vocabulary mistakes, any type of mistakes that you have. Hello, solo traveling. I'm sorry, I don't speak Hindi. So if you can frame that in English, I would appreciate it, but it's nice to see you. Okay, so that's the time factor. Now, here's a tip. It is possible to finish early. And I have had students finish early. It might take them 25 minutes to write the essay. Now, if that's the case, use up the remaining time. So let's say it takes you 35 minutes from planning to finishing your essay, finish writing. Use that remaining time to go through your essay and really do a good job proofreading, because that will really help. Just use up that time. It'll be really helpful. Okay. Now, planning the essay. This is the first and most important step, is planning the essay. So to review, you know, step 1 is to understand the essay prompt. Step 2 is to rewrite the topic. Step 3 is to write your thesis, which is your opinion. Step 4 is to brainstorm for your points. In this case, you want to brainstorm for supporting points. And step 5, you want to organize your points, okay? Now, let's take a look at step 1. And we're looking at this particular essay prompt. The best way to make road transport of goods safer is to ask drivers to take a driving test each year. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, for understanding the prompt, again, I suggest you go back and watch that video, that live session I did last month, early last month, about how to understand the essay prompt, okay? But to go quickly here, so we want to understand the topic. So the basic topic here is annual testing of commercial drivers to ensure road safety. So that's the basic topic for this essay. That's the primary thing that we're going to talk about. And then the viewpoint here is that doing this, testing these drivers will make roads safer, okay? So we want to understand what the basic topic is and what the viewpoint is, okay? Or viewpoints. You could have more than one viewpoint, and you want to present those viewpoints in your essay, particularly in your introduction. Now, the remaining steps for planning, let's look at step 2. We want to paraphrase the topic. So here we have the basic paraphrase of the topic. Road safety is an important issue, and enforcing annual testing of commercial drivers is the most expeditious way of ensuring it. And hopefully you guys have some pen and paper or pencil, because I'm giving you throughout this, I'm not going to explain the words, but you will find some good vocabulary here, okay? Expeditious is a good vocabulary word for you, okay? And it means most efficient or the best, okay? So now let's look at step 3. Step 3 is your thesis. Now at this stage, you don't want to write a sentence, okay? You just want to write a quick one word or phrase here. So if I were writing this essay, I would just simply write disagree on my note paper. And you want to write that down because it helps keep you focused on your writing, because this is what your thesis you have to show support for your thesis throughout the remaining part of the essay. If you don't, then you're not writing a very clear essay and it gets confusing, okay? Now, step 4 is you want to brainstorm for your points. And so I have 3 points here. First, private vehicle drivers, road conditions, and lack or inability of enforcement of traffic laws, okay? Just want to write short phrases. Now I'm going to organize those points. So that's step 5. In this case, I'm going to organize from strongest point to least strongest, okay? And this will be the order of my body paragraphs. So here, my strongest point will be road conditions, okay? Then second strongest will be enforcement issues. And then my third point will be private motor vehicles. And my body paragraphs, and your body paragraphs should follow that order, okay? So again, strongest point first, and with the least strongest. Now we're going to go to the introduction, and watch to get a better idea of how you write the introduction, okay? Watch that video I did several months ago, several weeks ago, on how to write the introduction. And it's really simple. So the elements that are required are, you need a topic statement, thesis, main points, or outline statement, okay? Those are the elements you need for your introduction. So I have 2 different examples of an introduction for this essay. So here we have example 1. Road safety is an important issue. Some feel that annual road tests of commercial operators is the most effective measure to ensure this, okay? That's this restatement of the topic. That first sentence is my paraphrase. The second sentence, however, this issue is multifaceted because there are many factors which influence road safety. So I don't quite say outright whether I agree or disagree, but it's implied. And you could write a sentence that implies whether you agree or disagree. And this is pretty clear, but you want to do it in a way that it's clear. And it's very clear in this sentence that I disagree that it's that the viewpoint, sorry, I disagree with it, okay? So, and then the final sentence is I list my supporting points, okay? Now, example 2. Here I have the first 2 sentences. The first sentence basically is basically some general information. It's basically about, I go with the general statement about commercial drivers, and then the second sentence is the topic statement and viewpoint. Then the third sentence is my thesis. Basically, I'm saying that, and again, it's the disagreement is implied, but it's clear. It's clear. Unfortunately, this is not enough to ensure road safety. It should be one step in a continuum, and that's a good vocabulary word for you. And then the final sentence is the outline statement. The outline statement tells me how I'm going to write the essay, okay? And again, watch the video I did on writing an introduction for more information. Okay, now the body paragraphs. So in this case, 2 to 3, but I really recommend 3. Again, that's because you'll make the 250 word minimum. You'll go over it, and that's what you want. You want one body paragraph for each point. One body paragraph for each point, and that's important. And the time and the order, again, strongest point to least strongest. And then the suggested type of body paragraph to use, single idea body paragraph. And what do I mean by that? It's basically you're focusing on a single idea, and that's in one paragraph. And for more information, watch the video I did a couple weeks ago on writing body paragraphs. I go into the different types of body paragraphs that you can use for writing your essays, depending on the essay type. Now, the suggested format for this is, for writing your body paragraph, is your first sentence is stating the idea or point. Your first sentence should state the idea or point. Okay. The second sentence gives a reason or reasons for the point. And then your third sentence, give an example. And then fourth sentence, show the results or consequences. And fifth, provide a conclusion. Now, you don't have to use this format, but it's a good format to work with. It's easy to follow. And if you're having trouble with, if you're having writing difficulty in how to write it, then this would be a good way to doing a good format to use in terms of formatting, writing your body paragraphs. Now, for the first body paragraph, so the first body paragraph is going to be on road conditions, remember. Second body paragraph, enforcement issues. Third body paragraph on private vehicle drivers. And so let's take a look at them individually. Okay, so the first body paragraph, our example is this. Now it's rather long, but it's about, I think, 5 to 6 sentences, maybe a little bit more, and it's okay. You should have, your body paragraph should be around 5 sentences, minimum. Probably, if you go a little bit more, that's fine. But if you follow the format, you're writing a good paragraph. So I'll let you read this. So the first sentence here introduces the point. Then the second sentence gives a kind of an example of the point, what type of infrastructure there is. It's talking about infrastructure and the type of infrastructures that should be in place. Then the third sentence gives a reason for the purpose of the infrastructure. And then the fourth sentence here, where it says, for instance, lanes ensure that drivers have adequate space. The next few sentences actually give examples of these of how these type of infrastructures are effective in maintaining road safety. And then we get down to, however, this is not enough. It's talking about the importance of, it's extending the point about road maintenance. And it goes on to explain the importance of road maintenance. And then the final paragraph gives basically makes a conclusion and consequence for maintaining, for having proper infrastructure and road maintenance. Now, the second body paragraph here, let's go to the next slide. So again, it follows pretty much the same type of format. It's a little bit longer, but hopefully give you an idea. Okay, so the first sentence again introduces the topic. Then the next sentence gives example of the United States and Canada. Then the third sentence goes on to explain what a fix-it ticket is, because that's important, because it's an important aspect of road safety. If you don't have headlights or brake light, if someone doesn't see you, they can hit you, collide with you. And then the next sentence, of course, is that example. And then the next sentence, it goes on to explain how effective enforcement is in those countries. And then the next sentence where it says in other countries, now it goes into a comparison. And so I use India as a good example. If you live here in India, a lot of cities, poor traffic conditions in terms of traffic police and such. So, and then the final sentence here basically makes a conclusion of what's needed to bring the level of enforcement up to the level of, say, the US and Canada, for instance. Now, the third body paragraph, again, follows the same pattern, right? And so I'll give you a minute to read this, but you can see this again, follows pretty much the same pattern. And already we're looking at a lot of words. You don't have to write this many words, but you can make it a little bit small. If you take out a few sentences, but keep in mind that format for writing your body paragraphs. Again, follow that, use it. It will help you. So that's your third body paragraph. Again, it pretty much follows that format that I gave you in the previous slide, but it goes a little bit further. And if you can go a little bit further, do so. Write a really good essay. If you have more to add and you have time, do it. Okay, do it. All right, now the conclusion. This is the final paragraph. And the conclusion, a lot of people think conclusions are really difficult, but they're not. And you don't really need to write a whole lot for the conclusion. So now to review, I want to talk about the 4-step process for writing your introduction for the conclusion. But I really suggest, if you haven't watched or to watch it again, my video on how to write a conclusion for the essay. Okay, so how to write the conclusion. Basically, step 1, begin with a connector. Begin with a connector. This is something that kind of, it's a word or phrase that suggests this is the conclusion. To conclude, in conclusion, in closing, you don't have to use one. You can use a phrase that kind of signals it. And that's what I did in my conclusion. So, but you can use those. But you want to keep in mind that the connector must be formal in tone. Don't write in a nutshell. In the end, those are too informal. Remember, the essay is formal writing, and so you want to keep it. You want to keep the words formal. Okay. Then you want to restate your thesis. You want to paraphrase it. Okay. You don't want to state it what it is in the how you don't want to use the same words you wrote in the conclusion in your introduction. That will cost you in band scores for vocabulary, lexical resources where they expect you to be able to paraphrase. And then you want to summarize your supporting points, and then maybe give an additional opinion or call for action. So let's take a look at our example of a conclusion. So our example here is, now in consideration of these 3 factors, that's my connector. In consideration of these factors, it's kind of, it's a way of saying, kind of summarizing in because of the, in one way it's saying because of these 3 factors, that's one way of saying it. And if you remember, my body paragraphs were each of those 3 factors, okay? So in consideration of these 3 factors and their importance to road safety, it can be clearly seen that regular road testing of commercial drivers is not enough. Okay, that's pretty much my thesis right there, that second part. Ensuring safe roads is a process that is essentially a continuum. And this kind of, this next sentence basically summarizes extends my ideas further that I presented in my body paragraphs, and mentions each of the supporting points. Now, and then the final, the sentence that goes, if one or more of these factors is neglected, then driving becomes highly dangerous. This basically a kind of again a general statement that's reinforcing the summary of my points. It's there to support that sentence above, and then the final sentence is basically a call for action for those places where any of these factors are negligent, and that's a good vocabulary word for you. Making improvements is crucial. So that's the call of action. And that's your conclusion. And your conclusion really only has to be 3 sentences long. This is, I believe, 4 sentences, which is okay. All right. Your conclusion should never be 1 sentence. It should never be 2 sentences, at least 3 sentences. And if you write 5 sentences in your conclusion, you're kind of pushing it. So 3 to 4 sentences in your conclusion is sufficient. Okay. So so to review now, the expectations. It's, I showed you how to write this essay, this type of essay. I review it, but remember your expectations here. You want to provide a clear opinion on the topic. You either agree or disagree, one or the other. And then, sorry, it seemed to be Sorry about that. You want to provide clear support of your opinion. As I said, your thesis. So you remember you want to use 3 main points. These are your supporting points. You want to use relevant examples, and you can see in those body paragraphs I showed you, I gave relevant examples. For that second body paragraph, I talked about law enforcement, enforcement of traffic laws in Canada and the US, as well as India. The first body paragraph, I gave examples of different types of road infrastructure and examples of, so I gave examples throughout pretty much each body paragraph, and you want to use relevant examples. And then you want to use relevant details. And really the details come in the examples. Okay. And again, you want to write a 250 word minimum word limit. However, keep in mind that you will not have spell check during the task, during the writing, during any part of the writing. If you're taking computer-based IELTS, you will not have a spell checker on the computer. If you certainly, and you could count words as you're writing on paper-based IELTS, but either way, if you count your words, you are wasting your time. You are wasting time. I want all of you to focus on quality, not quantity. If you focus on quality, you will go over the 250 word minimum. I guarantee it. All my students who I've instilled this in have gone over 250 words. So you remember, focus on quality, not quantity. Okay. If you're counting words, you're wasting time, precious time. Okay. Then you remember you want to have clearly written paragraphs of the appropriate format, your introduction, your 3 body paragraphs, and your conclusion. And that's it. That's it. So doesn't look like we have any questions. Solo traveler traveling all India, doesn't seem like he has a question, question there, but that's okay. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. But now I want to talk about My IELTS Tutor. My IELTS Tutor is the premium online IELTS training platform and Sorry. I actually have, you probably noticed that I'm losing my train of thought. I had the final sitting of a root canal done. So this earlier today. So I'm still feeling a little loopy. So I'm trying to do my best. So, but again, My IELTS Tutor is the premium online IELTS training service. Much better than a brick and mortar training service institute, where you sit in the classroom with 20 to 30 other students and you're not getting the attention you need. With My IELTS Tutor, the most we have in set online classes is 5. And most of the time we offer individualized training. I've never had a session for myself as a tutor with My IELTS Tutor. I've never had more than 3 in a session. But we also offer individual training. So if you want individual training, say with myself, Martin, or if you want individual training from just any one of our trained and certified trainers, we can set that up for you. But we offer our students a lot. We offer these free live sessions. We have reels. We have exclusive free content for our students and for the public. We have ebooks, one-to-one speaking, mock tests, live listening sessions. But the most important thing is we have a customized study plan that's specific to your needs. That's right, your needs. So we take, when you come to us, we assess you, we consider what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and we develop a customized plan that will enhance your strengths, but also build up your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. So if you're, let's say you're having difficulty with listening, we will devise a plan that will help you improve your listening, okay, for example. And again, the other thing that makes us special is that you get more attention from us than any other brick and mortar institute. So that's what we offer. The primary tutors for My IELTS Tutor are myself, Nana Chabra, and Ms. Amita. Together we have around 30 years of experience teaching IELTS. I myself also teach TOEFL and interview prep and spoken English. And we have around 30 years helping thousands, literally thousands of students achieve their goals with IELTS. And we're here to help you achieve your goals with IELTS. And here's some recent results of some of our students. And you can see 7.5, 8. And we always shoot for 8 bands for all of our students. And the reason for this is because we want to help you achieve more. We work with you to achieve more. And so that's our goal. Our goal for each student is 8 bands or higher. And so this means that your bands are our responsibility. And we're going to do everything we can to help you achieve that score, those band scores. So that's it for today. I really want to thank you for watching. Again, I apologize for some of the slips. Again, my tooth is a little bit sore, and but I'm doing okay. I'm done with the root canal and such. But it's really a pleasure to be here with you guys. I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And be sure to follow us here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for free exclusive content. If you want to know more about My IELTS Tutor, be sure to click on the button below, and one of our representatives will get in contact with you as soon as possible. So that's it for this week. I'll see you guys next week.